At approximately 3 p.m. on October 1st, 1998, two teenagers from completely different backgrounds had their whole world turned upside down. My dad was from a family that didn't have a lot whenever he grew up, so he worked for everything he had. My mom was raised in a middle class family with high standards for everything. From the beginning, I was as accident prone as my father, and if you knew my dad at all, you would know how bad that is. At the age of 7, I developed strep, and about a week later, it started to affect my kidneys. That's when I found out I had post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis, which is an infection that causes the blood vessels to become inflamed and makes it harder for the kidneys to do its job, as described in the Medline Plus Medical Encyclopedia. After a couple of weeks, I got out of the hospital and started my long journey of ups and downs. Being an only child, the only socialization I received was from my cousins, who were constantly making achievements in academics and sports. At a young age, they were teaching me everything they knew, from baseball to multiplication. I was surrounded by great family members, always encouraging me. Sadly, one of them had to pass away for me to learn what the loss of a loved one feels like. It's crazy how the growing mind chooses to remember things and forget others. For example, when I think about him, I can't really remember anything he ever did or said. I always remember a smiling face just there. But I can recall the terrible scream that escaped my mom when we got the news. I remember where I was and how terrified I was when I woke up. It's extremely hard for a child to try to grasp why their parents are in tears and why everyone is so upset. This was just one incident that pushed me into having to grow up a little too fast. Years go by and I have gained new scars and a lot of new stories. At 16 years old, the world decided it was going to hit me again. I was one of the first people at the scene of an accident no one should have to see. We were doing a motorcycle ride for a family member that passed away, and we lost another good person that day. I stood in shock, watching everything unfold around me. I watched the panic flash in everyone's eyes. I heard as the EMTs radioed to call off life flight. I found myself numb as he was loaded onto a stretcher and taken away from everyone's sight. After watching all of this unravel, I turned into a completely different person. I am more dedicated and driven now than I have ever been. In the span of 2 years, I have been an EMT explorer, helping save lives, a certified nursing assistant, and now a pharmacy technician. This one event changed me so much, I completely shifted from wanting to be a vet to now striving to become an emergency room doctor. I'm going to work as hard as I can to reach my goal and save as many lives as I possibly can, maybe change a few on the way. I have been through a lot with my family and all of my friends. I have lost people and I have gained many more. I have witnessed the end and the beginning, but my life has only just begun.